Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host, Saeed. We do want to thank you for joining us tonight, Monday, the 6th of February, 2023. It's a privilege to be here, viewers. It's a privilege. We have to say thank God that we have life, we have health, we have strength. That is what we have to give thank God for. Now, viewers, remember, I'm a licensed money lender. Those of you who are looking for cash borrow, it's not a problem. Those of you who want to be a member of our Real Talk Credit Union information, it's not a problem. Remember, you can contact me at 339-1670 or 242-7690. That is our numbers, viewers, you can contact us from. So, before we go any further, viewers, we want to send out condolences to the Beam family. Now, Anil Beam has been a powerhouse in the music industry. He has been a great singer in Trinidad and Tobago and even abroad. So from Real Talk Group of Company, Real Talk Studios, Real Talk Credit Union, Real Talk Security, we want to send condolences to the family of Mr. Anil Beam. A great, great legend. A man who would say, I would say in Trinidad that he spiced up the music industry in Trinidad. He spiced it up. But nevertheless, again, one more time, to the family of Anil Beam, condolences to you from Real Talk Studios. I have a worker who have been around Anil on many occasions. A great singer. Everyone, the passing of Anil sent Trinidad and Tobago and the wider world into a shock, because Saturday night after his performance is when the incident occurred. But nevertheless, viewers, at the end of the day, God knows what is best for you. He's the creator, so it will be a sad day. I believe Thursday is his funeral at the Diwali Nagar. I believe it's from 9 a.m. Those of you who want to be there, you want to be a part of it, you're most welcome. So as we start off our program tonight, viewers, remember, let me remind you one more time, I'm a licensed money lender. Look for the numbers there, Flex. I'm a licensed money lender. You want to get in touch with me, it's not a problem. We're going to have some numbers on screen just now for you to call. If you want to get in touch with me, you want to get in touch with members of the Real Talk Credit Union information, you want to set up an account, you want to come in and open an account for your kid, it's not a problem, viewers, you can do so. So the numbers are on screen. You could contact any one of these numbers, viewers, from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and someone at the other end of that telephone line will be able to assist you. Remember, Real Talk Credit Union information, we are located at number 14 Carolina Savannah Road in Shogunas. And we have opened our branch in South for the people of San Fernando. Remember that you all have asked for it, and you have now, it's in your community. 242-7690 is the South number, viewers. So, as we start our program tonight, National Transformation Alliance, the NTA, is calling for Attorney General Regional Armour to begin missteps and highly controversial tenure in office. He identifies some of Armour's missteps, including recent court awarding of a $20 million to 9 men who were freed of murdering businesswoman Vindra Naipal Kuhlman. The state was ordered to pay them because it failed to defend a malicious prosecution lawsuit brought by the men. Armour said Naipal Kuhlman file disappeared from the office of the Solicitor General one day after it was served. Just imagine that murder file gone missing in Trinidad. What could go missing again? He also noted Armour's misstep in the multi-million-dollar asset forfeit case linked to the construction of the Piarco Airport Terminal building, in which a Miami court affirmed the disqualification of Armour and a Miami law firm which had already been paid about $30 million from representing the state. You hear how much money spent on that case? About $30 million. Taxpayers' money again. It's Mash-up Monday. Taxpayers' money went where? Went where? Went down the drain. Down the drain. A murder file gone missing. Under whose watch? Come on, Trinidad and Tobago. Under whose watch that case file went missing? Who is going to be held responsible for that now? Somebody say something. Somebody say something. Oh, before I go further, I just want to big up the Shogunas community police officers. You know, this morning, they took it upon themselves, 2 officers, I didn't catch their name. 2 officers took it upon themselves to walk down the Caroni Savannah Road. To walk down the Caroni Savannah Road, checking on business places. So I just want to big up those 2 officers. You know who you are? From the Shogunas Community Police Department. A special good night to you. They took the privilege. I mean, sun was hot this morning, and they didn't mind. They walked down the road just to make sure that the businessmen on the Caroni Savannah Road were safe. Were safe. This morning when I saw them on in front of my business place, I thought there was something wrong. You know, I thought something wrong. So I pressed the buzzer. We opened the door. They came in. They said, "Good morning, Saeed. You know, we just taking our patrol." I said, "Serious?" I said, "Yes." They said, "We are patrolling the Caroni Savannah Road. We are from the community police, and we just want to make sure that the businessmen on the Caroni Savannah Road are safe." They didn't move with any vehicle or anything. You know, they decided to brace the sun, and they chipped down the road in uniform. And I was glad to see that. I was glad to see that. They take it upon themselves. So just imagine this. A case file gone missing in the Kuhlman murder trial. $30 million spent with a law firm representing Trinidad and Tobago in Miami. Now, the NTA now urges the Prime Minister to do so and to do the right thing and remove Armour, who embarrassed the country internationally and who has surely lost the trust and confidence of the most of the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Imagine that, eh? Imagine that. You award $20 million to 9 guys, case file gone missing, $30 million spent. That's a lot, you know. So for those of you who do not know about these things, yes, it exists in Trinidad. Here's the reason why we bring the real issue to you, so you would understand what is taking place. And you would have discussion with us. Now, to link with us in our studio, to call us direct and talk to the nation, 238-6716. That is the phone line, viewers. Call in, and we're glad to listen to you. Caller, good night.
Hi, good night, Mr. Ali.
Go right ahead, you're live.
That's $20 million. It pays to commit a crime. What about the 4 divers' family?
Correct.
Who is in dire need?
Correct. thank you very much for raising it. What did they get? What did the family get? What did they get? So viewers, we are going for a short commercial break. It's 7:15. We are going for our first commercial break, but when we come back, we want to touch on Earl Christopher. She becomes the country's first female commissioner of police after this break.
Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com, and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtalk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtalk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Realtalk Credit Union information stores are now open to members of the public. We are located at the Realtalk Group of Companies building at number 14 Carney Savannah Main Road. Opening hours are from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us via telephone at 238-6716 or 231-6219 to book your appointment. You can also stay connected with us via Facebook.
Welcome back to Real Talk, viewers. There has been a further extension for the payment of public health fixed penalty notice, mask fine, and court-ordered fine to April 30th, 2023. The extension was announced in a practice direction issued by the Chief Justice, which was gazetted on January 30th. Also extended was a deadline for the payment of court-ordered compensation, not including maintenance, and the payment of traffic ticket received before May 26, 2020. The practice direction said the extension are to facilitate the ease of access to a range of payments options include cash alternative. The deadline for all fines, not only mask fine and compensation, which were due between March 16, 2020 and the 31st of March, 2023, is also to April 30th. The notice reiterated the extension does not permit to maintenance. Date for court hearing for mass violation from September 5th, 2020 to April 11th, 2023 were fined, where fined and not paid will be published on the judiciary's website and in a national newspaper by March 31st. Court hearing for mass violation will be on a date issued on the fixed penalty notice. Caller, good night.
Good night, Saieed.
Go right ahead, my friend.
You know, sir, what is our problem here? You hear the Prime Minister speaking about the local government is failing. It is not the local government, sir. It is the central government. As a matter of fact, it is his government, the Rauri-led government, that has failed this country for the last 7 years. Everything was working. The local government was working just fine on the previous UNC government under Kamla Prasad. It is he who has caused all these problems, so it is not the local government. Secondly, sir, what is really going on? Look at the incompetence from the Prime Minister right now. And so I don't subscribe, when people call in for, Fitzgerald Hines and this one and that one to go. It is the Prime Minister who has to go. It is the entire government that must go. Look at this $20 million scandal
yes.
that, they failed to defend. A former Attorney General has to come and tell them what to do. So what kind of Attorney General we have, sir? What kind of, you see, that bunch of incompetent people we have. Our next point, sir, quickly. A local icon has died in the name of Anil B. And I'm yet to hear one utterance from a government minister, sir. When Black Stalin and all of them died, if you see all the government ministers and all of them, what happened is that is the only culture of Trinidad and Tobago. You had prominent people like Jamil Hussein and all these, Yusuf Khan and all of them, and not a single word from this government, sir. What is it really going on? Our next practice, when they had this Centurion program, people over 100 years.
Yes.
If people of a certain ethnicity cross that age, Donna Cox is present herself. When people of a next ethnicity, you don't hear, you don't see nothing, sir. This is gross discrimination. I don't know that there is a call now for ethnic cleansing, sir. I don't know, but this government, this government is the worst. Now you have this man is saying about this. What about all that money that Paris State took to pay this Vincent Nelson man? How much could that have gone? When the opposition asked question in Parliament, if you hear the Rottweiler kind of answer that this man did, he talked all kind of nonsense about the UNC, but he never said that in the 5 years of the UNC government, not a single tax was raised. We have better roads, we have infrastructure, and everyone, tonight I made a clarion call, sir, for those of the people who say they're sitting on the fence and watching this and what. Well, you keep on sitting on the fence and when this man finished, there is no future for us, neither our children or grandchildren. Because when the PNM government done with a country, it is, you know what he tells somebody today? When people talking about these issues, which they was in Ukraine. So it is he, the Prime Minister, should have been in Ukraine. It is him. Look at this rubbish. This man is totally unfit. He is a disgrace to that office of the Prime Minister. Chancellor.
Thank you, my friend. House of Representatives was unanimously confirmed. Ula Haywood Christopher as the country's first ever female Commissioner of Police. All government and opposition members of Parliament in the House of Representatives voted in favor for the motion to appoint her, ending a vote of 36 for, 0 against, and 0 abstentions. Listen to this.
Honorable members on a division, with 36 members voting for, no member voting against, and no abstentions, the motion for the approval of the notification of the President for the nomination by the Police Service Commission of Mrs. Ula Haywood Christopher to the Office of Commissioner of Police is approved.
So we want to say from Real Talk Studios, congratulations to Ms. Christopher, who have become the first Commissioner of Police, female Commissioner of Police in Trinidad and Tobago. Now, Christopher, who has been in acting position, was recommended by the Service Commission, the PCS, but the recommendation still needed to be ratified by Parliament. Leading the motion for her appointment, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley stated that the PSC had nominated her as the highest grade candidate. He described her as very well qualified through training and academic, and told the House that the government was not surprised that the PSC would have listed her as the top applicant at this time. Listen to this.
Whereas Section 123, subsection 4 of the Constitution provides that the President shall issue notification in respect of each person nominated under subsection 3, and the notification shall be subject to affirmative resolution of the House of Representatives. And whereas the Police Service Commission has submitted to the President the name Mrs. Erla Harewood Christopher as the person nominated as the highest graded candidate for appointment to the office of Commissioner of Police. And from 2022 March to present, she serves as Deputy Commissioner of Police and Acting Commissioner of Police. So, Madam Speaker, this officer has had a very long and varied service in the police departments, very many police departments, so coming up through the ranks from constable and earning significant promotions along the way.
Now, viewers, Christopher is 59 years old and by law must retire when she turns 60 on May 5th, 2023. However, Dr. Rowley noted that the law allows for an extension of 1 year, and following a review, a maximum further extension of 2 years. Maximum extension of 2 one-year terms. He also told the House that her imminent retirement did not disqualify her as a nominee. Opposition MP East, Rudal Munilal, told the House that he had no problem with her qualifications. Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Said. Great program as usual.
Thank you.
But I want the citizens of this country to know, just as myself, all hope is not lost. We have the U.S. government paying very close attention to what is taking place in this country.
Yes, yes.
I don't know if you heard the U.S. ambassador's speech last week. So the U.S. ambassador gave a speech that will give us a little hope. They're paying attention. And she recognized, the U.S. government recognized that this country, politics is connected to every single thing in this country. And the politics of this country is about bubble, corruption, thieving, underhand dealing, and discrimination. The U.S. ambassador highlighted all of this. She didn't go into detail, but highlighted this. So, fellow citizens, we have people looking on at this waste of time, bunch of pirates, notorious pirates running this country. And to the Commissioner of Police, I want to give her a chance. I will give her a chance, although she started off on the wrong foot, you know. The first thing she did was promoted 50 people, 50 officers to senior superintendent, some of them on suspension. I don't know if the nation know that. Some of them was on suspension, but she batch and she friends and things.
Thank you for making a statement.
Them, right? And out of that 50, it had 48 of them resemble she, Rowley, Hines, and Camille, right? So she started off on the wrong foot. And Mr. Said, we now have in this country 1%. And we have 1% of the business community, and we only have 1% Indian in the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force is state agency. So we now have 1% in this country. Mr. Said, you keep up the great work. Thank you very much for giving me this platform, and God bless you and your program.
Thank you, my friend. Now, back to the Commissioner. However, the PM stated that it was regrettable that she did not have any history of crime fighting on the field. He said it was unfortunate that the names of those who were listed by the PSC as second and third were not made public. He wished Christopher all the best in her endeavor and added that he wanted to indicate to her that both the country and the opposition will be watching her tenure. Well, even the citizens of this country will be watching also. The Fair Trade Commission has stated that it is aware of the high price of goods and service, especially food, faced by customers due to inflation, and knows when electricity rate increases, it would add to the already high cost of living. Somebody say something now. I will tell earlier this. I told you all a couple of weeks back that when electricity increases, it's going to send prices higher. Because listen this, when the AC in a grocery bill goes up, what you think gonna happen? What do you think is gonna happen? And the food, the grocery item, the market item, the meat, whatever is there that is being sold in a grocery, and the price will go up. And the owner of the supermarket will add a price to it to cover the increase of electricity bill that have now been added on. All I think is your call. Good night.
Good night, Saeed. Saeed, hello?
You're live. Go right ahead.
Right. Coming back to the Commissioner of Police. She is she will reach 60 years old on the 5th of May. Yep. That's what I just said, right? It means the compulsory retirement is on the 5th of May. The Police Service Commission right now should be actively looking to recruit somebody
very soon
who will replace her on the 5th of May. But we are hearing nothing from the Police Service Commission. They have gone to sleep.
They wouldn't say anything.
Right, but here what happened, the Prime Minister though, he has already announced that they will give her an extension and an extension.
Correct.
But an extension is given to you when your performance appraisal is done and you have performed in such a way that
correct.
You deserve
well said.
An extension. Now, this lady has only been acting for a month. We have had about 100 murders since she take the office. And the Prime Minister is already prejudging her performance by saying, yes, we know her performance will be so good that we will give her an extension,
yes.
another extension, while the Police Service Commission goes to sleep. Something really wrong in this country. Where is the Police Service Commission? Why are they not identifying somebody to fill the position from May month?
Correct.
How could the Prime Minister prejudge and say, well, we will extend, and you don't know the lady's performance yet? Okay?
Thank you. Just imagine, she even fight a figure yet, but they are willing to give her an extension. And the man boasts, it's sad that she doesn't have the experience of fighting crime, you know. Imagine that, eh? Imagine that. The PM, he stated that it was regrettable that she did not have any history of crime fighting on the field. So she was an office girl. She was an office girl. And we want to fix crime in Trinidad. We want to fix crime in Trinidad. We must have our cars roadworthy. But the Commissioner of Transport, of Licensing Office, ain't even coming out to see how the road looking. But we must have our car roadworthy. Balance the two and see if 1 and 1 make 11. Balance it and see. So we go to the Fair Trade Commissioner. In a release, the Commission reminded business owners that they are under no obligation to increase the price of their goods to cater to the increase of electricity rates. Businessmen should bear in mind the price must be competitive. Commissioner Head Bhivan Narayan Singh said, if the Commission has suspicion that there may be a potential breach in the Act, the Fair Trade Act, it will launch a formal investigation. He added that even though the Commission has the authority it is not responsible for determining the cost of goods and service or dictating final price. Suppliers can change. Well then, what are you monitoring? What you monitoring? What you monitoring? You want to launch an investigation if they raise their price, but then you come to tell me now that the goods and suppliers can't change their price? I mean, you're wasting time, man. You're wasting time. You just proved to me that you're wasting time. Call her good night.
Good night, Mr. Saieed Ali.
Go right ahead.
Trinidad is a dictatorship country by Mr. You know who, Mr. Saieed Ali. Whatever he says goes. No one dare not, and I use the word dare not, oppose him. This is just like when in Guyana, when Forbes Berman was alive, how he was a dictator in Guyana, so is Mr. Rowley the dictator in Trinidad and Tobago.
So viewers, we are going for a short commercial break. But when we come back, we're going to touch a little bit on Venezuela. Maduro complains about the U.S. cashless authorization. We're going to have that discussion after this.
Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com, and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Real Talk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Real Talk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Real Talk Credit Union information stores are now open to members of the public. We are located at the Real Talk Group of Companies building at number 14 Grooney Savannah Main Road. Opening hours are from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us via telephone at 238-6716 or 231-6219 to book your appointment. You can also stay connected with us via Facebook.
Welcome back to Real Talk viewers. We just had an update for you. This took place this afternoon, Celia Road in El Dorado. Teacher waiting for son to finish karate lessons across the road and lost his Toyota Altis PCK 2831. So look at this viewers. Remove the CG bar. Look at this, A father waiting for his son to pick him up after karate classes. And this took place. Look at this. Two individuals just walked up, took his vehicle from him, and drove off. That is the type of things that we have in Trinidad now. And we have the Prime Minister and we have the Minister of National Security saying that they don't want to give out guns to Tom, Dick, and Harry because Trinidad and Tobago will become like the Wild Wild West. So what about if that individual had an unlicensed firearm in him now and gunned down those two men? What the police would have done? That is something I want to ask the Minister of National Security for making foolish statement. And the Prime Minister for saying, if we give everybody gun here, it will become like the Wild Wild West. So tell me now what that father is to do. His hard-earned car, worked, sacrificed, bought his car. Two individuals, look at them. Look at them. One over the road walking across and the other one braced him. Look at that. Look at that, viewers. Somebody say something, now, man. Come wrong me wrong that I gone here wrong one time, you know. Me a playing that. Me a playing that. So how Papi now is to carry home his son? Everybody will say, well, he could travel home. Really? Look at that. It's sad. Run it again one more time, Eric. Let the public see. Let the public see a hands-on robbery. Look at it. It's a gold Altis. PCK 2831. It's a gold Altis, number plate bearing PCK 2831. Bold face, look at him. So what do you think about that, viewers? What do you think about that? Come back to me. What do you think about that? That's okay? Supposing Daddy now had an unlicensed firearm on him. Let's just say Daddy got robbed before. And Daddy decide now to buy an unlicensed firearm. Let's say Papi decide to buy an unlicensed firearm and walked with it. And something like that happened to him. And Papi take out the unlicensed firearm now and gun them down. What the police going to do? I want to hear what Minister Hines had to say. Minister Hines said, it is not my job to make the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago feel safe. Whose job is it? The Health Ministry? Caller, good night.
Very good evening to you, Mr. Said.
To you, my friend.
For some funny reason, and I could very well be totally wrong, these two fellas in that robbery with the motor vehicle, they're looking like two Venezuelan nationals. Like I say, I could be wrong. All the best. Have a great evening.
Thank you, my friend. Hey, let me tell you something. We live in serious times, you know. Believe me. So as we move on with our program tonight, Venezuela President Nicolas Maduro has lashed out at the U.S. license barring companies doing business with sanctioned Venezuela. State firm from paying cash to his administration. Last year, Washington authorized the U.S. and European firm to resume taking Venezuelans' crude oil on the condition no funds be paid to Venezuela. Last week, the United States authorized Trinidad and Tobago to import gas from a Venezuela offshore field and barred cash from exchange in hand. The permit was part of the U.S. President Joe Biden's move to encourage political talks between Maduro and the Venezuelan opposition with a main goal of securing a fair presidential election. Maduro criticized the U.S. Treasury Office of Foreign Asset Control, which issued license and said it tries to dictate how to do business with Venezuela. To states and private companies, Maduro did not elaborate on any common action. Following the license to Trinidad last week, Venezuela has not said publicly if it will negotiate with Caribbean countries. Caller, good night.
Hi, good night. Could you tell us something about the lifting of the ban for scrap iron dealers, please?
We didn't hear what you said clearly.
Could you tell us about, if you heard anything about the lifting of the ban for the scrap iron dealers?
Oh, the lifting of the ban?
Yes.
Well, I'm waiting to hear what our Attorney General have to say. Because he's
not saying anything.
He was supposed to revisit the amendments by the second week of January. Now we are in February. So I will remind him. Thank you for raising the scrap iron thing, my friend. Amo, don't forget it. You see, this whole week, I'll keep reminding you. Because this will be the first week in February. And 2 weeks are back, you're supposed to look it over. Moving along, viewers. Prime Minister Dr. Saieed Ali was not called upon to state how will Trinidad and Tobago compensate Venezuela for its supply of natural gas from the Dragon field, given that the license granted by the United States to countries doing business with Venezuela, preventing them from making cash payment to the Nicolas Maduro administration. When the question was posed by Oropouche East MP Dr. Rudal Munilal, House Speaker Bridget Annette George did not allow it. Munilal's question came following a statement from Maduro on where he lashed out at the U.S. for giving permission to countries to negotiate with Venezuela, but disallowing them to pay in dollars or any form of cash. Asked by Pontapia MP David Lee to provide a timeline for when the project will produce its first supply of gas, given the granting of a 2-year license by the U.S., the PM stated that there are some significant negotiations to take place and had no new information to add. Listen.
On the occasion of this very important development for the people of Trinidad and Tobago, I spoke publicly at length on this matter, indicating where we were, and persons familiar with the oil industry, the gas industry, the energy business in Trinidad and Tobago will know that when I said that we have to wait for the developments from the operator, in this case Shell, to give us these details now that we are able to proceed in some way. And even before we get here, Madam Speaker, I did indicate that there are some significant negotiations to take place. So the member asking about first gas is really mischievous. We're not anywhere near talking about first gas, Madam Speaker, and the member knows that. But having said that, this is a waste of time and nothing good will come out of it, his question is in that mode. I'm afraid, Madam Speaker, I have no new information to add other than what I gave on the day when I made that statement.
Now, viewers, when Lee asked if the government of Venezuela was officially agreed to the terms and conditions stipulated by the United States, Dr. Rowley noted that the matter is one that requires state-to-state communication. Listen to this.
This matter is one that requires state-to-state communication. The first hurdle has been crossed. The government of Venezuela has made no public statement which specific to Trinidad and Tobago's use of the OFAC license. Trinidad and Tobago is in touch with Venezuela. We have meeting schedules and negotiations ahead of us, and therefore I can say nothing further at this time.
Now, viewers, Naparima MP Rodney Charles then stated that it is not correct to say that Venezuela has not spoken, but he was stopped short by Annette George, who told him to ask a proper question. Charles then asked the PM if he's aware that President Maduro has indicated that he will not be part of the colonial arrangement that does not allow for cash payment to Venezuela. Dr. Rowley noted that the Venezuelan government has made no statement, and that's very important, he said. I'll listen to this.
I'm sure the member is aware of what I just said, and he understands English. I said that with respect to Venezuela and Trinidad and Tobago, I am not talking about the statement by the president of Maduro talking about the American behavior and colonialism. I was very clear in how I chose my words, and I do not wish the member of Naparima to speak for me or to say what I said, what I didn't say. I was very clear with respect to Venezuela, treating with Trinidad and Tobago on this issue. The Venezuelan government has made no statement. And that's very important. This eagerness for this to fail resides in the bosom of our members on the other side, and I'd ask you to wait.
That's what I like about this man. This man bold, you know. He will tell you, as a, don't put words in my mouth, do not speak for me. So viewers, we are going for a short commercial break. It's that time again. We'll have some discussions after this break.
Real Talk Credit Union information stores are now open to members of the public. We are located at the Real Talk group of companies building at number 14 Grooney Savannah Main Road. Opening hours are from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us via telephone at 238-6716 or 231-6219 to book your appointment. You can also stay connected with us via Facebook.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Real Talk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Real Talk Group of Companies and Licensed Moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com, and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday.
Welcome back to Real Talk viewers. Caller, good night.
Yes, sir. Good night.
Good night, my friend.
Yes, sir. 3 quick points here, real quick. I noticed you was touching on this dragon gas deal, right? I want to ask you a question, right? When Petrotrin was up and running, right? Did we ever have to ask anybody for gas?
No.
Did we ever need to go to the U.S. to get a special license to trade with Venezuela?
No.
You know anything about that? So, my next point, I noticed that the central bank issued a letter stating that they want to do this digital currency thing, right? And they want to do this whole digitalization of the economy and the currency and everything, right? My question is that the Attorney General office lost a file that cost the state $20 million, a hard copy file. You think we're ready for digitalization? People in this country don't have water by side for weeks. People don't have water to bathe, to cook, to wash. And you want to talk about digitalization, brother? Give me a break now. And my last point side, I see we got a new police commissioner. And concerning this robbery assuring with the vehicle, right? I want people to think about something. From the 1st of January, straight till Carnival is done. How much police is actually see doing their duty? If you're going each one of them set in the night side, quarter of the crowd is police. And anybody, I can dispute out anybody. Police is go there and make the extra dollar for Carnival. Police don't have time to come out there and do their work from 8 to 4. And the thing is, right side, I'm waiting to see if this new police commissioner going to walk in McDonald Jacobs' footsteps? Or is she going to empower citizens by signing off people's approval letter at FUL and give them the firearm to defend themselves and the family side? I was waiting to see her, giving she some time, and then we can see what's going on. Anyway, sir, you enjoy your night.
Thank you, my friend. A 41-year-old construction laborer was granted bail with a surety in the sum of $50,000 when he appeared before a magistrate at the Couva Magistrate Court on Tuesday after he was charged with sexual touching of a child. He is expected to reappear in court on Wednesday, 1st of March 2023. Police reports stated that on December 31st, 2021, a 10-year-old girl was at her home in her bedroom playing with her brother. It is alleged that a male relative came into the bedroom and began playing with the girl and her brother. During the play, the girl was inappropriately sexually touched by the relative. She later confided in her mother, who reported the matter to the Child Protection Unit Division. The matter was investigated, which led to the arrest and charge of the accused on the 31st of January 2023. Hey boy, these men and them still doing this? These men and them so sick? Anti-crime operation across the country on the weekend resulted in 3 firearms, including an AR-15 assault rifle being seized, along with a quantity of marijuana. In a Western Division, a police press release said task force officers conducted an exercise between 7 p.m. and 11 p.m. on Saturday in the Cocorite and Caranage district. The officers went to Hag Street, where they saw a group of men standing along the roadway. Upon seeing the officers, one of the men dropped a metal object into the bush before running off. A search of the area resulted in the officers finding an AR-15 rifle loaded with 8 rounds of ammunition. A quantity of marijuana hidden in a tree was also found in Patna village. In the Eastern Division, officers of the Valencia Criminal Investigation Department and Special Police Unit conducted an exercise between 6 p.m. and 10 p.m. on Saturday. The officers proceeded to the Batiste Trace home of a male suspect, where a search warrant was issued. They conducted a search and they found a snub-nosed Smith & Wesson revolver loaded with 5 rounds of ammunition. The 24-year-old man was arrested. In the Northeastern Division, officers of the Morvan CID conducted an exercise with the assistance of task force officers, where they executed a search warrant at the home of a 33-year-old man. Officers found 1 black 12-gauge pump-action shotgun hidden in some bushes. The suspect was arrested and investigations are ongoing. Imagine that view. Look at it. Kind of long time we're putting it. Look at that. So viewers, are you satisfied with the Commissioner of Police for Trinidad and Tobago, who will be resigning on the 5th of May? Supposed to be resigning from TTPS. So viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, and when we come back, we're just going to wrap up tonight after this.
Real Talk Credit Union information stores are now open to members of the public. We are located at the Real Talk Group of Companies building at number 14 Grooney Savannah Main Road. Opening hours are from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us via telephone at 238-6716 or 231-6219 to book your appointment. You can also stay connected with us via Facebook.
Welcome back to Real Talk, viewers. Remember, I'm a licensed money lender. Those of you who want to be part of the Real Talk Credit Union information, remember there's a fixed deposit at 4%. You're not getting that anywhere in Trinidad and Tobago. So tonight I'm enforcing that 4% on $100,000. It's $4,000 per year. You're not getting that anywhere. You still have your money in the bank collecting what, 1%? Collecting what, 0.5%? So those of you in South, You can contact our office in South 242-7690 or contact me at 339-1670. Those of you who want to open account in Real Talk Credit Union, we are in the South area for you, the people who have been asking us. So viewers, how many of you are satisfied now with the new Commissioner of Police, with the Prime Minister saying, now viewers saying that it was regrettable that she did not have any history of crime fighting on the field? How do you feel about that? That is an office Commissioner of Police. That is an office Commissioner of Police. A Commissioner of Police in Trinidad and Tobago is supposed to be someone who knows about crime fighting and crime fighting plans. A warrior. Somebody Trinidad and Tobago could depend on and say, yes, she's doing a marvelous job, or he's doing a marvelous job. So we have an office Commissioner of Police who have no idea, according to the Prime Minister, have no idea of crime fighting on the field. Does she have it in office? Does she have it in office? Where are we going? Tonight I'm asking you, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, where are we heading? So it is that time where we end our program tonight, viewers. I do thank you for viewing our program. There's a rerun of this program from 11:30 to 12:30 tomorrow, viewers. We're going to end with a little annual beam. Until we meet again, stay tuned for this.
वो बहारें वो चांदनी रातें हमने की थी तो प्यार की बातें वो बहारें वो चांदनी रातें हमने की थी तो प्यार की बातें उन नज़ारों मुझको लाओगे तुम मुझे यूं भुला